Good morning, everybody. Today is Saturday. We are into July. It's July the 2nd. So, I'm going to say Happy Canada Day kind of holiday weekend to everybody in Canada. Enjoy Canada's birthday. For me, this is day, I believe, 128 on the Appalachian Trail. I took a 0 yesterday at the Adventure Tours hostel. When I needed it, it did help me rest. Today, well, unfortunately, it was raining this morning, but due to the fact that this particular hostel has an extremely late start, 9 o'clock is the first shuttle out, so 9:30 on trail, meant I did miss the rain, but it gives me a significantly shorter day, which of course is going to affect my miles today. So I'm not 100% sure how far we'll get today, but I do know this. Over the next 3 days, I have, from where I left this morning, about 43 miles, 42 and a half miles to do to the next hostel. And that's the one that's going to slack pack me over Mount Moosilauke. Hopefully, if that all works out fine. Plus some resupply at the community about 6 miles from there. So I've got to find out about the shuttle services and stuff to get my resupply. But that's the plan over the next 3 days. By the way, welcome to New Hampshire. We crossed into New Hampshire earlier this morning over the bridge and carried on past the food co-op, then carried on northbound. Pancakes and eggs for breakfast at the hostel this morning, and of course coffee. That was nice. Okay. Again, welcome to day 128. July the 2nd. We're into July, like I say. I have 2 states to go. New Hampshire, which we're just starting, which I think is about 155 miles long. So I think as the terrain gets harder, it's going to take me at least a couple of weeks to get through that. And then that will leave Maine. New Hampshire is where the fun really begins. The challenges, the work. Not that it hasn't been work. It's been horrendously difficult. And again, that's what bothers me, because now we reach New Hampshire, this is where it starts to get really hard. Hopefully not today, though. We'll see. I think Mount Moosilauke is the first major and solid challenge. And that's going to be very difficult. Well, okay, let's keep heading north, everyone. Let's keep heading north. Whew. After a quick 10-minute lunch that consisted of peanut butter on whole grain and oat bread sandwich, 2 digestive cookies, and a mitt full of cheese crackers, salty crackers. They're like a potato chip, but they're a cracker. There's a name for them, and I can't. Doritos. Doritos, I think it is. I think it's Doritos. Anyhow, as I mentioned earlier, and I was mentioned many times, but as I mentioned earlier today, we left at 9 o'clock from the hostel, got on trail about 9:30. So again, a much later day to begin with. Oh, sun's coming out. The trail's beautiful right now. Very foresty. Beautiful trail. But anyhow, just to kind of give you a little update while we look at the forest ahead of us, you sometimes get caught up in, like I'm doing a little bit today. It was, okay, have a quick 10-minute lunch and get going. And go, 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 go. And that's because of 2 reasons. Well, 3 reasons. How I kind of plan my hike ahead. So where I anticipate being and when I anticipate being there. Like today is Saturday. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, sometime Monday, I want to arrive at the next hostel. That hostel is going to slack pack me over the Mount Moosilauke. Fine. So to do that was about 45 miles. But starting later today means I need to push a little harder. But I'm 65. How much harder can I push? I don't know if I can. And I don't want to hurt myself. So you have to be careful. You have to be really careful. And I just found myself just doing that same thing. Saying, okay, 10-minute lunch and go. Well, you know what? You're probably better off taking a 15, 20, 25-minute lunch and relaxing a little bit. Probably get ultimately better performance. I honestly don't know. But with only 450 miles left to go of this hike, you can... and just a total of, including today, maybe 12, 11 or 12 days in New Hampshire, and then we enter the last state, Maine. So you know in 12 days you're going to enter the last state, Maine. So all these little things add together to kind of make you push a little harder, because you can almost... I realize 450 miles is a long way, but it's really not in the big picture of things. So you know, you kind of start to, you know, get a feel or a taste or a smell of the finish line. You know, it's way off in the distance, but it's not a bright shining light, but it's like a little dim light in the distance. All of a sudden you can see it, you know, the finish line is there. So again, you tend to kind of chomp at the bit a little and, you know, start pushing. And that's when you hurt yourself. I've seen it so many times. It really is when you hurt yourself. Now there, right there, beautiful stealth camping area. Beautiful. Love that. Anyhow, I wanted to give you just a lunch, kind of very early afternoon update. What was going on. Probably done about 7 miles today so far. The goal I'd like to attain today is called Trapper John Shelter, and it would be a little over 16 miles for the day, but again, for me starting at 9:30 on trail, that's really difficult. Not a problem if I get on trail at 5 a.m. in the morning like I usually do, but again at 9:30, starting at 9:30 just makes it too little time. Okay, looks like we've got a climb in here, so let's get to that and get that done. Moose Mountain Shelter. I thought about that this morning, about making that Moose Mountain Shelter my home for the night. However, I've elected to push on for the Trapper John, or at least more miles anyhow to a possible stealth site, wild camp, assuming there's somewhere with water down the trail. Right now it's about 3:30 in the afternoon, and I think the Trapper John is somewhere around 5.5 to 6 miles from here. So I still got quite a ways to go. We just finished a 1,000-foot climb. We got some ups and downs now for a little while. Then we have another big climb. Not sure what the elevation gain on that one is yet. I haven't checked, but I know it's a big one. And then after that we would descend, I believe, and then a little bit, and then come across the Trapper John Shelter. So a mixed bag of cookies we've had, and a mixed bag of cookies remains. But either way, we have at least one major climb ahead of us yet today. We've just finished one also. Okay, a little bit of an update about what's going on. See, oh, hi, another hiker. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. So if I do Trapper John, then that's going to give me about 26 miles remaining to the hostel, which I plan on arriving there Monday. So that'll be okay. Okay, let's keep making miles. The GPS system on my phone And the app that provides me with navigation information, distance, elevation, altitude gain and loss, and so on, has been acting up sometimes, more so today. Gives me erratic numbers. But anyhow, it did tell me just now that I've got 2.2 miles left to camp. Within that 2.2 miles, I have a serious 1,200 foot climb, which I'm just now getting into the kind of bottom of that climb, the beginning of it, if you will. So it's going to be a doozy. And then we reach the summit of this particular climb. We have a descent. Oh, I don't know if it's half a mile maybe, or a mile, I don't know, to the shelter, the John Trapper shelter and camping and tenting area. So it's now a little later than 5:30 because of our late start today. If I expect to get my miles done, it's going to be a later day hiking. I think it's probably going to take me at least another hour and maybe an hour and a half with this climb to get to camp. We'll see. Okay, I'll talk to you in a bit. After the last climb of today, and it was a good one, 1,200 foot climb, this is the view we're greeted with. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? From here, it's around half a mile to where I hope to tent, shelter, get water tonight. Looking forward to my dinner. I don't know if you can see down there, a nice little home with a get red garage. Just somewhere in here, I think. It's hard to say exactly, but it's somewhere in there. Okay, let's get to camp, shall we? Trapper John shelter. It says it's 0.3 of a mile down the side trail, and there's other signage for other. Let me see. Exacuba shelter is 11.2 miles. Okay, Smart Mountain shelter is 5.8. That's all in the direction that I'm going tomorrow, north. So it says it's 0.3 miles down this side trail. So you notice now we're on a blue blaze right here. Anyhow. We'll head into camp, get ourselves a tent spot somewhere, and make ourselves comfortable, have some dinner. That'll be good. Got lots of water. I filtered 3.5 liters. I was totally out. So actually when I say 3.5, it was actually 3.7 because I filtered my 2 1 liters. I filtered my 700 ml, and then I refilled my filtering bag, which is 1 liter. So right now I've got 3.7 liters of water, but it's been a hot day and I feel as though I'm going to drink some water, and I want it for dinner and my coffee and my breakfast. There's a sign. Trapper John this way. Okay, let's get to the camp. So just arrived at the shelter, but look, something that's really quite interesting. Just take a little look at this. There's some old kind of artifacts on the on top of the fire pit. There's a sewing machine, like a hay fork, a couple of other things. Not quite sure why. They must have something to do maybe with this area. I really don't know. There's some tents set up down here. Let's just take a quick peek down here and see if there's a better site than the one I was going to pick, because I just don't know. And there's a privy down there. It's always good to be close to the privy, just in case you've got to go pee in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? Actually, this right here would be a nice little camp spot too. Oh, it comes with free food. Now that's always good. Ah, you can hear that. People think that is a woodpecker, but it's not. It's a raptor. You remember those? Oh, yes, you do. Okay, another spot right in here would be a good little tent spot. Looks like someone's already... we're going to move away from there. I think whoever's camping in there is going to get got by that raptor. Okay, let's move back up this way and see what we can find. Yeah, I think I'm going to stay right where I parked my pack, right on that spot. We're going to set up tent. We're going to make our dinner. Life is good. Okay. You know what? Day 128 is going to come to an end at 16 point whatever miles. And so, yeah, we shall call this home for the night. And I'll talk to you guys bright and early in the morning.